What is up, guys? It's your boy Edging Cactus. the edge of Cactus, like the pun. Anyways, today we're gonna be showcasing 5 exotic armor pieces that could become meta as soon as the Edge of Fate DLC launches in Destiny 2. Now, why am I saying this? Well, in the most recent weekly update, Bungie unveiled some massive sandbox updates. They're completely redoing how melee damage works in the game, and they're actually buffing or nerfing over 30 different exotics, mainly armor. So, if you want to know literally all of the announced changes, check out the video linked right up above, but in this video, we're going to be focusing on the 5 biggest winners. And so, let's get started. By the way, guys, if you're seeing this, I am live on Twitch right now. Link in the description. We're playing the Rite of the Nine, trying to get those triumphs done. Hop in and ask me anything about the Edge of Fate. Remember, I did play it. All right, now, let's begin here with the Titan. No bias here, hashtag Titan main for life. Alright, so the first exotic is the Phoenix Cradle exotic legs. So what they do right now is that Soul Invictus lasts twice as long, and allies who pass through your sunspots will gain Soul Invictus and Solar Restoration. So it turns your sunspots into a team support ability. Now, what's changing? Well, we have updated VFX, but importantly, they've added some additional effects. First of all, dealing sustained solar weapon damage in a sunspot extends its duration. So not only will your Soul Invictus last twice as long, but it can be extended even further. And on top of that, here's why I think this could be bananas. Providing solar buffs to allies has the chance to create a sunspot at your feet. So, sunspots are insane. Like, not many people are playing Solar Titans right now, but if you ever go back on a Solar Titan and put on Soul Invictus, you'll be reminded just how awesome sunspots are. So spawning more of them is fantastic. And with this change, you can easily just slot on the Fragment Ember of Torches. Powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant. So just throw your hammer, which you can get back by picking it up, and as long as there's some allies nearby, you could drop a sunspot right at your feet without requiring that kill with said hammer. So already, that's a really easy way to now spawn a sunspot. What I'm interested in, however, is the fact that this has the potential to work with heal clip. That's right, because it says reloading after delivering a final blow grants cure to you and nearby allies. Now, cure is a solar keyword, and it pops up where the buffs pop up. Like, it is possible that if cure counts as a buff, even if it's just like a 1-second instant activation buff, this could actually activate with the Phoenix Cradle update, and every time you reload with a heal clip and cure nearby allies, you get a sunspot, which would be insane. Even if that doesn't work, guys, again, these 2 changes, making your sunspots last even longer, and now having an additional way to spawn them, could make the Phoenix Cradle quite amazing. And also, solar is a featured element next season, so there's a lot of new seasonal artifact perks that buff it. But moving on from there, the next exotic armor piece is also on the Titan, and it's gonna be the Actum War Rig. Now, hear me out, because this has always been a fun exotic, but it's far from the meta. What it does is that it auto-reloads your auto rifles and machine guns from reserves, and it provides a bonus to airborne effectiveness with both of them. So, if you use a machine gun with the Actum War Rig, you can shoot and shoot and shoot, and essentially never need to reload. So what are they changing? Well, importantly, now auto rifle or machine gun final blows will increase their stability, ammo generation, and damage. It stacks up to 10 times, and so higher stacks expire more quickly. Now, you're probably thinking, damage increase, that's the most important thing, and frankly it is. Like, the fact that you can now have these automatically reloading auto rifles and machine guns and get even more bonus damage from your exotic, and that should stack with weapon perks. So you're using a killing tally machine gun, and then your Actum War Rig is boosting the damage even further. Guys, we have a lot of fantastic machine guns in the game right now. I mean, the Thunderlord is absolutely cracked. Like, let's be honest, this thing slays. We also have stuff like the Corrective Measure, where you have destabilizing rounds plus killing tally. Like, this is an insanely powerful machine gun. Not to mention you have great auto rifles. The Rufus's Fury I really like. The Reckless Oracle, again, with destabilizing rounds. Any of these, very, very good, like honestly god tier weapons, combined with now even more damage, stacks up to 10 times. Like, I don't know exactly what the bonus will be, but it could be quite significant, is going to make a difference. But there's something else that flew under a lot of people's heads when they read this, and that is the ammo generation. Now, a lot of people assumed that this meant it would influence how fast you get ammo reloaded from the War Rig, but that's not the case. Because as you can see right here, with this new Tier 5 auto rifle from the Edge of Fate, weapons have an ammo generation stat now, and this influences how often you get special and heavy ammo, which means when you're using auto rifles and machine guns, especially with the Actum War Rig, not only will it be increasing their damage, but it's now going to increase how often you get machine gun ammo back, how often you spawn heavy ammo. And so again, that is actually insane. So you're using a machine gun, it really increases the probability that you go infinite, that you start spawning enough heavy ammo to keep the gun fed. And that is why I think it might actually be pretty darn good in the Edge of Fate. Now, moving on from there, guys, to the Hunter, we only have one exotic here, but honestly, out of all 5 of these, this is probably the one most likely to start seeing play, and that is the Mask of Backas exotic helmet. So right now, it says while you have a stasis super equipped, your dodge becomes a longer range, faster moving shift that partially cloaks you during use. After shifting, your stasis and arc weapons deal increased damage for a short time. Unfortunately, right now, this damage increase, although it is significant, it doesn't stack with weapon surge mods that you put on your leg armor. But if we look at the change here, guys, they've reworked the exotic perk. Now, it no longer provides a non-stacking surge damage bonus, and it now grants plus 10% damage for eligible weapons, still stasis arc weapons, and also the Lord of Wolves, per stack, and it stacks up to 3 times. Oh, and while active, weapon funnel blows grant class ability energy. So you're telling me we are going from you activate your class ability, you do a shift, you get a bonus in weapons, but if you have a bunch of arc weapon surges, it's not going to stack, it's not really going to increase your overall damage output. 2, you can now get potentially a 30% damage boost with arc and stasis weapons that stack on top of your surge mods. So you have a 30% increased DPS potential when using Mask of Backas. Oh, and by the way, they've also added a mechanic that lets you get your shift back faster by getting kills. And so the Mask of Backas could actually become like a DPS phase requirement. Like, remember must have Galahorn? Well, now it might be must have Mask of Backas. Like, seriously, a 30% potential increase to your damage output is crazy. And there's no shortage of unbelievably good arc and stasis weapons. I mean, the Queenbreaker is meta right now with its new catalyst, guys, that provides rewind rounds. Like, this is an incredibly powerful DPS weapon. 30% more Queenbreaker damage is nuts. Not to mention, like, on the stasis side of things, the chill inhibitor, the gunsmith gave this god roll out to everyone. That's crazy. Not to mention the cold comfort. People are farming it right now. That just got a huge increase in potential as well because of the Backas change. You might want to go and get a god roll of cold comfort now with this change here, guys. So yeah, all of that is crazy. But moving on from there to the Warlock, the first exotic armor piece we're looking at here is the Starfire Protocol. Now, right now, this says that fusion grenades have an additional charge, so you get 2 fusion grenades and recharge from empowered weapon damage, with empowered weapon final blows granting more energy, defeating targets with fusion grenades grant rift energy. So, here's what they're changing. Now, it also activates on radiant damage. They've increased the fusion grenade energy gain from dealing damage from 2.5% to 5%, literally doubled, but they have reduced the fusion grenade energy gain from final blows from 20% to 15%, almost like a preemptive nerf, because that first change is ridiculous. Activating on radiant damage. So, whenever you do weapon damage while you're radiant, you are now going to get a massive amount of your fusion grenade energy back with the Starfire protocol. And, you know, I was using it for the background gameplay. This thing is actually pretty solid right now. Like, you get your grenades back incredibly fast. And as long as you have the solar aspect that gives you massively improved fusion grenades, you are going to be absolutely cranking with those things, right? But guys, changing it to radiant is just crazy. So you're no longer designated to just standing inside your empowered rift. Like, if you leave your rift, you're not getting a benefit. Now, you just put on the fragment that we saw earlier with the Titan, where you become radiant, Ember of Torches, for using your powered melee. Boom. Use your melee, now you're radiant. And now all of your weapon damage will give you a massive amount of fusion grenade energy back, guys. So remember, you're not losing the empowered part of this. You can still gain tons of grenade energy from standing in your empowered rift. You can just now, when the rift is going away, chuck your melee, become radiant, and keep that bonus going while your next empowering rift recharges. Or again, like, just becoming radiant is so much easier, honestly. Your teammates can make you radiant. There's like a hunter dodge that makes nearby allies radiant. There's so much stuff that can make you radiant. It's just going to be a lot easier to actually get the effect of the Starfire protocol now. But moving on from there, guys, the last exotic we're looking at here is one I didn't expect, but it's the Wings of Sacred Dawn here. So, here's what they do right now. While you have a solar super equipped, aiming weapons while you're midair suspends you there for a short time, reducing incoming flinch and granting damage resistance. That was a buff this thing got in a previous sandbox update. And also, weapon hits extend the duration of that. Final blows will reload your solar weapons from reserves, and it provides better airborne effectiveness. This doesn't really see a ton of play right now. However, you will randomly find people in PvP in an area you did not expect floating in the air, gunning you down with these things, and you're always like, oh yeah, I forgot about these things. But here is the change, guys. Now, combatants are less accurate towards you while Tome of Dawn is active, guys. This is similar to the Manticore's effect. And also, while a solar super is equipped, solar weapon final blows now grant restoration and reload your stowed weapons. Okay, so first of all, you're now going to be harder to hit, combined with you have damage resistance, combined with you get restoration. Really, it's that last part, guys. Restoration is very good. If you have restoration, you're going to have constant healing, and although restoration times 1 is not as good as restoration times 2, it's still going to really heal you pretty darn quickly. It's going to heal you through taking damage. Like, if you're being shot at while you have restoration, your health will still be climbing, and this might be like the easiest way to get restoration in the game now. You just kill an enemy. You killed that guy, here's restoration. You killed another guy, it should give you restoration again. Like, that's the other crazy thing. If there's like no cooldown, if it's just giving you restoration for every single kill, this might be one of the best exotics in the game for survivability. Because again, it's not just restoration, it's restoration paired with damage resistance, also in the exotic perk, paired with now a lesser chance to get shot. Again, that is like combining almost every aspect of survivability together. You have the healing, DR, and you're just less likely to be shot. All those things, again, really make me look at the Wings of Sacred Dawn as a potential insane exotic for survivability. Maybe like for solo players looking for that level of survivability, that's where you could use it. You honestly don't even need to use the airborne aspects of it, just use it for the restoration, and that might be all you need. And so guys, that's it for the video. What do you guys think? Did I miss any exotics? Am I overrating? Am I underrating certain exotics? Let me know in the comment section down below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCackus, that is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.